Hello, friends. Welcome to Youth Rising. This is Lindsay Law, Certified Youth Life Coach. And I have a bit of a cold today, so you're going to have to be patient with my voice. What I want to talk about today is how you can make your friend situations less stressful and more fun. Because who doesn't want that, right? So, what we're going to talk about today can help with conversations. Maybe you're feeling like you have no friends. Maybe you have a friend that's feeling difficult right now. Maybe you're feeling left out. If these are some of the problems you're having with friends right now, you are in the right place. Just a warning though, this conversation is going to come with a little bit of tough love, but also some compassion. So stick with me. So, when we're feeling stressed about our friend situations, the biggest problem is that we're thinking that the circumstances or the things that other people are doing are creating the feelings we're having. This just isn't true. But what your brain might be telling you is that it's because of where you live that you're having this problem with friends. It's because of how much money your family has. It's because of what people say to you. Maybe it's because of how old you are. If you were just a couple years older, you'd be able to have more friends. So, again, it's our brain's natural response to blame how we're feeling on the things around us because it's just easier for us to see that. The good news is, and the solution is that you have more control over how you feel than you think you do. The way you feel about your friend situation right now is actually coming from your thoughts about the situation. You are not just at the mercy of the circumstances in your life. This means that you get to decide how and what you want to think about your specific circumstance that may help it feel less stressful and more fun. So, let's talk about how to do that. So, first thing I want you to do is think about a situation with friends right now that feels stressful. We're going to feel stress. We're going to feel anxiety. It's a part of life. And so I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't feel these feelings. It's a part of a normal, healthy life to feel some stress and anxiety. If you want to learn more about how to really allow and feel those emotions, go watch the video with the link up there and learn a little bit more about allowing your emotions. After you've kind of noticed what you're feeling and you've allowed those emotions, I want you to try and get curious about why you might be feeling that way. What are the thoughts that are triggering that emotion for you? Now, again, what is creating that feeling for you are the thoughts you're having, not the facts of the situation. So try and direct your brain that way. Instead of, Susie says she doesn't like me, it's, I'm thinking that I'm not good enough because Susie said she didn't like me. I want you to remind yourself that whatever thought you've kind of figured out is creating that emotion, there is likely a more helpful way to think of that situation that does not cause that same stress. The thought that you're thinking right now is optional. All of our thoughts are optional. You get to decide. So, knowing that your thoughts are optional and this one's causing stress, why not get curious about how you could create a different emotion for yourself, like love, connection, compassion, confidence? Our thoughts create our feelings, and so these emotions are available to you if you want them. When we're talking about making friends and dealing with friends and connecting with friends, it's a lot harder to do when you're feeling stressed. It's much easier to make those connections and make friends and deal with situations when you're feeling love or connection or compassion. So that's why what you're feeling is so important, and then what you're thinking to create that feeling that is so important. When you're able to create a different emotion for yourself, allow that stress to be there, move to the other side of it, and find a new thought and a new emotion, you'll feel better. Your friends will feel better. And you're more likely to be able to find solutions to the problem or situation that you're having. So let's talk a little bit about a specific situation. So let's say you're feeling left out. And I want you to recognize that this feeling of left out is coming from this idea that others' actions are creating how I feel. So someone did something or didn't do something, and now I feel left out. And I have a ton of compassion for you because guess what? I've been there too. I've been in that place where my brain goes to that space of, oh, why didn't they invite me? Why wasn't I included? I feel left out. Now, again, that's okay. Our brains are going to do that. But once we've noticed that, we have this opportunity to move to a place that is more helpful. And just recognizing that the reason you're feeling left out is because of what you're thinking about this situation, not because of the situation itself. So let's say your friends go to the mall and they don't invite you. This could likely bring up a thought like, oh, they don't really like me, which could create a feeling of loneliness, sadness. Now, often what happens when you're feeling lonely and sad is you kind of want to go inside yourself. You want to hide, you don't want to reach out to other people. And so the result is that you continue to feel left out because you're not reaching out and including yourself and making yourself fun to be around. People aren't super excited to be around a lonely, sad person. Just like notice that. Just be aware of that. These situations are going to happen. We're human. This is part of life. And it's okay. So acknowledge your experience, acknowledge what you're feeling, what you're thinking. It's okay to be there and to allow yourself to feel that. But if you don't want to stay there for days on end or hours on end, you get to decide to move through to the other side of that by allowing your emotions. Again, check out my video about allowing emotions and then choosing a new thought. And one way I love to do that is ask myself questions. What else is true? Is there another way to look at this? How do I want to feel and act in this situation? And these questions just really get my brain moving to a solution. It gets me curious about what's happening and why, and gets me to a new place faster than just continuing to hide and kind of react to that feeling of lonely and letting myself spin in those thoughts of nobody likes me, nobody wants me. So the main thing I want you to take away from this video, guys, is that your circumstances are not what is creating the problem in your friend situation. It's the way you're thinking about the situation that is creating the problem. And that's okay. I don't want you to feel bad that because of what you're thinking, you are the problem. It's just that knowing that what you're thinking is adding to the situation and the problem you're having with this situation gives the power back to you so that you can change it if you want to. Again, we all have these human brains. They're all going to do that same thing. And if we notice it, we can get ourselves to a more helpful place and create way more fun and less stress in our friend situations. So don't let yourself blame other people, blame the circumstance, blame COVID. I mean, we could blame all sorts of things for our friend problems or how we're feeling stressed with the friend situation we have. You have the power to change that if you want to. And if this is something you want more help with, I am always here. Check in the link in my bio or the description below to find out how you can set up a free 30-minute discovery call with me, and we will figure out how we can take you from stress and anxiety around friends to having more fun and loving yourself all the way through. Have an amazing day and a happy holiday season.